What up, everyone? I'm the Comic Outlaw, and we're doing a Bite My Burrito. That's right. Yes, indeed. And this one's going to go out to horror movie reboots. Now, I understand that a franchise from time to time has to reboot. It's been too long. The movie may not have aged well, but there's certain things that you do, that you keep, and there's other things that you throw away. Now, there's several series that come to mind that they've just had too many damn reboots that you just get tired of them. Now, I like Michael Myers as a character, but I mean, like, for God's sake, we're on our what? Second, third Halloween, part two? It's getting ridiculous. And the same thing for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They just keep restarting and restarting and restarting. And then some reboots just don't have the movie's best interest in mind, or even the fans. And I think this isn't just a problem with horror. This is a problem with other genres too, like Ghostbusters. Sorry, voice a little. Like, it seems like they just don't care. Now, done right, a reboot can be a wonderful thing. And I think, like, the Critters movie, that can use a reboot. Hellraiser. God, someone resurrected from the crap that it was drugged through. Like, movies like those. But when you take something like I talked about this in my Leprechaun video, and they totally destroy it and they restart it, there's nothing, it loses even the little magic that it had, the campiness, the love that people had for it. When you destroy that, you destroy the fan base that actually watches it. And the Michael Myers movie is good, it's efficient, it does what it's supposed to do, the new one. And it's cool, it's a different story, but it's just another reboot. I mean, how, like, this is Jamie Lee Curtis's, third last time in being this character, It's just ridiculous now. And it would have been cool if it was at least like a continuation of like part two, but they had to throw so much away from the franchise. It's just, what can you say? Just like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Or like when they reboot a series and they take out like the Nightmare on Elm Street one. Oh my god, I hate that movie. They take out everything that made Freddy Freddy. Or the reason people didn't like Evil Dead, and I can agree on, they wanted a different character for a female character, not to be another Ash. I understand that, but there were a lot of elements that were basically the same. And I know they explained that Necronomicon has a habit of doing that, which I can respect as a storyline thing. And there was an appearance at the spoilers, sorry, by Mr. Williams himself. But seriously, I mean, if you're gonna consider doing a reboot, do a reboot on something that people loved initially and just ran through the crapper. Like a reboot on some of the old Stephen King movies, for example, the ones that were kind of crappy, or like I said, Hellraiser needs a desperate reboot. That movie's just ran through the ringer over the years, and I wasn't the biggest Hellraiser fan to begin with, but you could just tell that franchise had a lot more potential than than it's currently having. Or do books like The Great and Secret Show. If you ever read that book, there's also a comic book series too. It's done by Clive Barker. Oh my god, wicked, destructive, wrong in all the right ways. It tells a very fascinating story. I might do a review on that coming up. It's a real dicey comic book. It has a lot of adult content, so I'm kind of weighing the options on that. But yeah, so I think the reboots are killing. Like, just do a continuation. Like, how hard is it to do a 10 years later? I mean, or Jason appears somewhere else, or the government takes him and he escapes like into Colorado or Oregon or something like that. I mean, it's really not that hard to do, for God's sake. And Jason Takes Manhattan, he was in Camp Crystal Lake and he ended up in New York for 5 seconds, and then he ended up in Canada. The magic of Hollywood. So I think I think filmmakers need to be more responsible with a franchise. And I know they want to start it, they want to make something new, and they want to bring in new fans. But you got to have an underlying respect for the people that keep it going. You know, because people will like things for a while. But the true fans, the ones that stay with it for years, we deserve a little something too. You know, a little peace, a little reminder for our loyalty. And I think that's why certain movies are having problems with their making franchises, and the money's just not coming like they think it will, because they insult the intelligence of the audience, the core fans. So this unfortunate goes to the reboots, the crappy reboots. And I'm gonna, like I said, the new Halloween movie was supreme in some ways. Good, very good. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the biggest Michael Myers fan. I've said that before. And, good movie. But just all the reboots, like the Texas Chainsaw one, and those especially, just a restart. And with the Jason one too, although it was suitable, it was what it was. It was just a Jason. That could actually just be a Jason movie, that could just be part 8. Jason comes back to Camp Crystal Lake, plain and simple. Well, yes, unfortunately, I have to say, bite my burrito to the ultra rebooting in horror movies with a double dip of sour cream, a touch of guacamole, and let's just put a teeny tiny sprinkle of cayenne pepper up there so we can bring the fire. Make a good reboot. But this is the Comic Outlaw. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.